Oh, that is sad. Oh well, we can just talk about Melworks instead, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sure we can. It's a nice map to talk about.
Well, like
Sell
if
it
you
like
want
on
to
home and away.
look at the results, recently Reverto did manage to beat Desuro 5-0 on Melworks, but TLR also beat Evocate Gaming 4-3. So both teams proven that they can win. If we do some sort of back alley mathematics there, you can see that TLR only won by 1 round, whereas Reverto won by 5. So they're clearly the better team, right? That makes perfect sense.
Yes, definitely. I will agree wholeheartedly with you.
Oh man,
5's bigger than 1, right?
that's my understanding. You know, as we learn in Irish school, 5 potatoes is more potatoes than 1 potato.
Sounds right to me. So I'll just have to take your word for it. But looking at this map, do you think who do you think is going to be better on this map?
I thought I just said 5 potatoes, 1 potato.
Oh yeah,
Are you paying attention at all, Ryushi?
No, I wasn't. Okay, Calho can't upload the logs. He needs to cancel the server. Why does he need to cancel the server? Okay, he's going to upload them straight after the map. So as soon as this is finished, we're going to be going straight into looking at the logs for both games, and we'll have. I assume after that first map, we want to get some interviews, talking to some players after this second map, don't we?
I don't know, man. I'm pretty lazy. Well, I had a lot of chips earlier. Feeling pretty lethargic.
Well,
Maybe
I'll tell you what.
can.
I'll ask all the questions then. In that case,
I'll
just
make
don't expect
grumbling
them to be good
noises.
questions. Okay, fine. But we'll definitely be looking at those logs because that was so close, and I want to see what which demo man. Because Huey matching up to Hiss really well there. It looked in positioning and frags. So
no way, man. Huey sucks. Ice was outclassed him there. The way he controlled the map, controlled a lot of those middles. Huey didn't seem as involved as Heis. Heis is a better caller as well. He's controlling his team around what he sees. I mean, damage is just one sort of facet of what makes a good demo man.
No, I'm going to have to defend Huey here. He added me today. He's my friend now, so I'm going to have to defend him.
He's a good demo. He can put out damage, but he's not on the same level as these other Premiership demos yet. He's not seeing the big picture of the game, I feel, a lot of times. Whereas Heis is sort of more of a mastermind, maybe in the mould of Bite a little bit, but with slightly more aggression.
I don't think anyone could be in the mould of Bite. Bite is
he broke the
almost
mold.
a tier 2 god. He made the mould. There is no mould. Mould's a player, right?
What are these kids talking about? Battlefield 4 and COD Ghosts in chat. This is Team Fortress 2, baby. Please don't talk about these inferior games.
Only game better than this will be probably something like Battletoads, maybe.
Uh-oh, we've gone live. It's going to be Metalworks here in this second map of the ETF2L Season 16, powered by Blackout Gaming. Shout out to those guys. Premiership Week 3 fixture. Metalworks is the battlefield. We're going to see the last resort rolling out here as Heist comes high and finds Huey on the opposite side. Huey puts his stickies down low though, and they do have that lower door controlled. We're going to see a double soldier bomb onto that right hand side. It seems like have a little bit of a plan here. They're trying to corral the last resort into that area, then send the soldiers on top of them, and it seems to have worked so far. Huey and Bar went down though. Evilman is trying to run for his life here. He finds a scout and a soldier hot on his tail. Actually, Rising is already flanked well ahead of Starkey and GF18. He's going to get that and make it a wipe.
Yeah, in fact, I thought all the red players suddenly disappeared off to try and spawn camp there, but it doesn't look like they have. Rising, in fact, Starkey, in fact, going back to his medic, who's just spawned, I think, and Bar sitting on about 25% Uber advantage, so he's going to be looking to increase that. Crits advantage, sorry, I don't have the plugin, I'm not pro enough. Okay, so he's on 50%, 55% crits, and he's looking to be wanting to get those huge crits players out with Huey.
Oh, Rake finds him down low. It is actually Rising, roaming in there, goes to the medkit, but gets shotgunned down by Kyler for fun, who's actually playing heavy. I'm just wondering why has the scout got a shotgun, but there you have it. Kyler on the heavy. They're going into full turtle mode here, and Kyler just peeks in, hits Starkey there as a roaming heavy, the big fat scout. The crits comes in. Evilman is well positioned though. He doesn't even have charge, but he will remain alive with his demo man Heist, and they will probably try and contest this one. They're definitely going to put up a fight for this. Just see two scouts in front of them. They got to be wondering where's the combo, but it turns out that Bar being dancing around underneath now backs out. to find his respawning players on middle. Not entirely sure what Reverto were intending to do there, but they have given up the ghost of that push, and now it will be the ball.
Trying to come round from behind.
Oh,
and he didn't. I think Rake just went no and just meat shot him. So that they lost their demo in that push, and gonna have a hard time. But Evil Moon drops the Uber there. I'm pretty sure that was a drop right there. Hiss going down as well. Evil Moon, that's the second time this game. Oh, you must be feeling so sad. Calho and Rising trading frags there. Starkey coming in, finishing off Nadir, and that is almost a full team wipe. Rake, the only one up for his team. That crits, 100% crits. They're going to be able to push last.
Yeah, they might even just go straight ahead, try and catch the last resort before they're able to set up their defense. And that was big soldier plays there from Reverto, Starkey, and Rising going ham. There's going to be stickies on this main entrance. Heiss has laid down 4 already. He's put 3, 4 on the left as well from his defender's perspective. And Reverto are just going to take their time here. They know they have a pretty big window in which to use this crit scree before Evilman will have an Uber charge. There's a sniper on the field as well. And he gave away a little call there because he's buffed.
Chris coming out, takes down Rake. That's the heavy down completely. Sorry, not the heavy, but it's the only player they're finding at the moment. Although they're getting cleaned up by Rising and GF18 while coming in. Rising flanks while everyone was focusing on that crits. Rising comes in and just Germans winning it. Volvo, please fix. We're going to be watching Huey on his rollout here. Admirable takes away. Sorry for interrupting you there, but crits was coming in. I panicked.
Never apologise for interrupting. That's what you're supposed to do. Basically talking about some inane shit. Now you're just maturing into a fine young caster. Congratulations. You passed the test, kid.
Oh, yay!
You're going to see Heiss roll out from below. He's trading with Huey here. Huey's down to half health. Heiss just falls back, ghosts into the lobby there. I was going to say atrium, but he's out of there. Oh, little skip jump here from Rising by Starkey, who's gone behind. Pocket doing roaming work here. He's drawn attention back. He drops down into the lobby, comes in behind Evilman. He doesn't even realise he's there. Runs into the alley. The valley area gets shot down by Rake, and TLR just seem to be very confused there. I'm not entirely sure why they lost that middle, but
the reaction
they definitely did.
Kyler for fun there. Rising jumped on top of him. Kyler for fun could not have seen him and just turned around and just 180 meat shot him when he heard the soldier land behind him. Wow. Portuguese scouts, man.
Kid's hacking. Just saying.
Could be. You're right. Not saying that, but you know. Good shot there, and of course, once again, we're going to be sitting with Reverto with a middle. So, that's how many times have we seen them push off this middle? No crits this time though, but stick into his Uber guns. Just building.
I like that. 5 minutes played thus far on Metalworks. This is the second map as it stands. TLR are going to come away with a draw at the worst. They've already won the first map, and that's sort of a little disheartening as well for Reverto. They know no matter how well they do in this map, all they're going to get out of it is a draw. They will get 3 points though if they manage to take this down. They're going to peek in here with their pocket. That is Starkey just trying to scope out, find out what Heiss is doing, where the stickies are. And they have Huey here as well. Need to make sure they don't bring 2 players forward at once. They're actually going to drop 2 players down that hole, and the medic goes in last and actually takes 2 rockets. That was a little bit foolish. Now the Uber gets popped off, they're going to back out through the alley here and hope that TLR chase them, but already Nadir has picked up GF18, and any trap that Reverto were hoping to spring is looking unlikely now as they continue to lose players here, man. They're just hemorrhaging players into those TLR rocket launchers and scaraguns. Kyler and Calho doing work there, Nadir as well, getting GF18 to make it 3 down. Rising did get Heiss though. He's respawned right now, and we'll get that forward spawn thanks to his team taking middle. There's not really much of an Uber differential here either, Ryushi. Now it's pretty much roles reversed.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, are we going to see anything different out of Reverto? Are they going to get aggressive with this? Actually, you know what the best thing about this current TF2 meta is? The noise that scouts make when they hurt themselves for the good of the team. Just listen to that is kind of cool. But the Uber's coming in straight now out of choke, and it's going to be both get reversed. Both get held pretty much solely onto one target. Both demos Ubering against each other, not going to be able to damage either. Did they know that Ubers make you invulnerable?
I think they might have been to that training seminar, but as the Ubers fade, it's 2 players down there for TLR. Rake and Nadir getting smacked down on the flank. Rising and GF18 have their numbers, and TLR still hold on to middle, but they find themselves at a man disadvantage. They're going to back up here and try and use the defender's advantage to counteract that. A little bit of poking from Calho will get a frag onto GF18. The spawns are coming in for TLR, so Reverto would be unwise to continue with this push. They're going to sack a few players here to try and get some work done on the medic of Evilmoon. They haven't managed to pick him, but they did get Calho and Kyler for fun. The man advantage swings back in favour of Reverto. The reinforcements will not be coming in for them for another 2 seconds. Ethag will be up then. 20-second spawn for Rising. That's got to hurt. They will try and cap this one out, but in fact TLR might have 6 players back on the field and in position to push before Reverto have their full supply of players here. This is an interesting one, how these spawn times have worked out. But Nadir is going to go in and get picked off, and that's probably going to be enough for the last resort just to back off.
Yeah, they don't really want to focus with that. They don't really want to stay in with that slightly weakened flank, especially as this Solly of Stark trying to get really aggressive onto Joke. He's spotted out the fact that there's a scout and a medic just waiting around that corner. So they know that they really don't want to push through there, as there's 5 players watching Joke, or 4 players watching Joke, both scouts and a demo. Although, then again, Huey trying to get damage. Oh, he puts a stick down onto Evilmoon. Evilmoon, dangerous position there, but he does get popped. In fact, gets forced almost back through the hole. Doesn't quite manage to make it. But now this scout is in trouble. He manages to back out and stay alive. And pretty strange Uber exchange there. No one actually dying.
I feel like what TLR need to do here is, either of the medics actually, is whenever these Ubers are being traded, if you're the defensive team, i.e. you have a few seconds of Uber to push on, don't chase after the combo who's just going to juggle you back. Go and hit the flanks, get frags there. But that hasn't happened yet. Both teams just happy to have these stalemates and standoffs where invulnerable people stare at invulnerable people and juggle them around a little bit. Callo went down there in that last engagement. He has respawned though, and both teams keeping Uber building at a fairly reasonable rate. There is action happening in the alley / valley, and that's what I'm looking for, someone to bust the flank. So Ethag goes down, so does Ray. It's 1 down a piece on the flank, and now Ubers are coming up again, and we're gonna just slow things down.
And that's gonna be... Okay, no, that actually is boring to talk like. So, of course, it's going to be, once again, both teams just Ubers again. Come on, guys, crits. We want crits. It's aggressive, it's funny to watch, and I love watching Huey mess it up. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
I want to see Reverto, TLR play a stronghold here. Let's keep 1 or 2 guys forward, trade the Ubers, and as soon as they see Reverto Uber in and backing off, just jump below or go valley and try and pick up those flank players. That's what I want to see happen, man. If you're listening, the game is going to take so long. I know you're going to hold here for long enough that 90 seconds will have passed, and you can take my advice. Here comes Stark. Right, he's going to get this foresight. As soon as the Uber, don't chase after Stark. Go to the flank. No, I said go to the flank. Oh, Starky's not going to survive actually. Heist picks up bar as well, and Reverto just overcommitted to that Uber charge. Shows what I know, Ryushi. And
yeah, clearly it's all about the invulnerable people staring at each other until someone makes a mistake. Reverto, both scouts on their choke, getting spammed out here. Rising's actually in a good position, but no, he gets spotted out and has to jump away for his life. He's getting chased by Kyler for Fun there, but a scout comes in to save him. Back through Ether, taking down Kyler for Fun, and TLR actually losing... Well, they lost their medic somewhere. I didn't notice that happen. But and they're all pretty lit right now. So of course with Bar back up and Reverto having that heal advantage, they could try and push this, and in fact they are. Starky jumps in and hits a nice rocket onto everyone on who's on that point, and Hiss going down because of it. You know, Nadir jumps away with 35 health left, and this scout picks up the health kit. But that's going to be Reiki running away on 32, and he's absolutely terrified for his life right now. And that was a really, really nice play by Reverto, choosing to come back in there. They knew they'd done the damage, and they just decided to go for it.
Yeah, there's like a certain amount of irony, I guess, and that whenever you play these really long, slow games, you wait and wait and wait for an opportunity, and then as soon as one comes along, you almost like trip over trying to grasp it. And TLR went in there and slightly failed. Right now, their defense is looking a bit shaky as Calio goes down. So does Nadir get chased down by Hui there, and Reverto have waited and waited, and now it is they who have an opportunity to convert here. But Heist, it's a magic pipe onto Rising. Does keep his... No! No, he can't keep his medic alive. Evilman went right, and Heist was...
Both scouts were trying to contest second, and Stark just came in off his respawn and just one rocket took both of them down.
Stark's doing work.
Yeah, so that of course takes it to 2-0, which is a much more promising score, and there's actually been a 2-0, a 2-round advantage so far. I mean, the last game was all 1-round advantages and the positions of power swapping and all that, you know, close game stuff, but this is actually looking like a little bit more aggressive game, as both teams actually getting to mid, and both Solly's getting really aggressive onto that choke area of both teams, but Blue of TLR trying to decide they're going to have to get out here, and in fact, getting completely dominated on this mid. Red are everywhere and Blue just completely going down, but of course Stark is going to be that first pick. TLR all really weak, but are they actually going to be able to push in?
Yeah, they've almost like beating Reverto there. They were just sitting in the lobby with good health, waiting for someone to peek around that corner so that Heist could isolate them there with Calho, but Calho's gone down, so is Rake, and so has Nadir. And it was a bit of a gamble, you know, if you play a really defensive middle, you're essentially saying, I think my opposition is stupid and they're going to give me some free frags. They did manage to get one, but they couldn't use that to get out of the lobby. And now it's Reverto taking middle essentially for free and coming in here to an Uber versus Uber situation yet again on to CP2. They've actually traded Ubers and it's slightly worse for Reverto, but their medic bar will survive. And the fact that Heist got juggled off the balcony there onto the floor, or off the bridge, meant that he wasn't able to chase, and then Evilmoon stood on a few stickies and got launched out of the way as well. So no momentum there for TLR off the back of a few milk seconds of Uber, but Reverto continue to push here after the Ubers have faded and find themselves getting minced up. Only GF18, the super sub, remains alive. There's already a soldier on the flank. He's been spotted though. GF18 sees Nadir there, the Swiss roamer, who is now spamming the forward spawn of Reverto as Hui and Rising respawn. Still no medic on the field though, bar 4 seconds before he spawns. He's going to find himself at a 60% Uber disadvantage.
Yeah, the Calho, the pocket, switching out onto heavy there, really, he arrived just in time to completely stomp Reverto repush. Such a nice play out of him. I mean, it was the right timing as well, just perfection. And they look actually like they want to get in through alley. Here, they take Rising in that sort of little med pack hole, but Stark jumps in trying to get in onto Evilmoon, but it doesn't happen. Evilmoon holds onto his Uber this time, in fact not even taking any damage. He immediately picks up that health pack, and that leaves TLR in such a good position. They've got a heavy and the enemy has got no soldiers.
Yeah,
they just take the 3 point.
Trying to do what Rising couldn't, roam in there and get a medic pick, but couldn't, and Evilmoon's got that charge. He's going to lead with Scouts. He's going to make this one count. He's trying to use those fast classes to get into the face. Oh, Reverto kind of for fun gets a brace, gets Demoman and Medic Hui, and Bar go down. Nadir finds Rising, and only 2 players remain alive. 1 remain alive, none remain alive as Starkey goes down, and that's going to be a round on the board for TLR as they get back into this Metalworks with only 15 minutes remaining.
Maybe they just needed a chance to warm up on the map, because I mean we've still got, it's only been 15 minutes so far, so we'll see how the rest of the map pans out. I mean, it's so close. I mean, Hiss actually bottom scoring right now. I'm just going to laugh at him for having 9 points on this map. But of course, he's keeps getting shut down a lot at middles, I think. Not being able to put out his spam and not being able to put out his damage and get his assists. But he's coming out once again. He's taking this low ground and actually walks straight underneath the point, which puts him in really range of a soldier who tries to jump into him. That's not going to happen. Rising not going to make that call to jump in. And in fact, the flank rollout from Reverto is not going to be enough as Bar gets surfed away. He takes a huge rocket, surfs it away, but TLR falling apart after that and just losing so many players. Hiss going to get caught out here. Surely he must go down. Yeah, but Kyler for fun. Trying to find a frag, gets GF18, but he's going to be 1 on 4 and it's not going to happen.
Nice rockets from Rising there, and like it's sort of watching Hui's POV in that middle. He didn't, or the angle wasn't good for him to fight Heist, or Heist couldn't put much damage on him, so he just walked forward and spammed stickies on the right. There's a couple of guys eventually did come out there from TLR and they took that damage. Nadir was one of them. He got sort of, his roam was gimped and his health was taken away, his buff was lost, and it just seemed to spiral out of control there for TLR. Reverto able to act off Hui's damage. And there was a double soldier bomb that went in a little bit later in the middle that did get Hui, but in the meantime Reverto had killed like pretty much everybody else on the TLR side. And that was a solid middle for them, and they look set here to push in and try and claim a 3rd round. They need to go soon though, as Evilmoon is going to have his charge up. A very early Uber from Reverto's medic bar as he brings in his 2 scouts. Evilmoon just kites it back into the race up. He wants to wait for charge, but he might have an opportunity to. The frags are coming in here for Reverto. Evilmoon gets it eventually, and they will be able to hold on to the point temporarily, but when this Uber fades, would expect to see a repush from Reverto. Maybe not though, now that they've lost 2 players. And
3 players.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
no
if
Uber
18
advantage
gets
to be
caught out
gained either.
behind. In fact, they're actually going to push off this. Calho trying to get onto that, running forward with that shotgun. That fat scout trying to get out. And he's probably going to deny Huey here as well. Huey can try and put out some spam. And in fact, Starkey tries to jump in as well. But with that scout coming in as well, that's going to be Kyler for Fun trying to get aggressive onto that combo. If Starkey goes down, Kyler for Fun going down as well. And all the players on Reverto caught out on this sort of low ground. But they managed to take down Calho. And that should be their initiative to push straight into last year. They've lost their pocket soldier. And they might actually lose a scout here as Ethog trying to get an aggressive. Manages to just escape with the skin of his teeth from Hiss's spam, and Hiss backing up to this last point, going to put some sticks out onto that main shutter door and that little fence there to try and catch any foolish player who tries to walk in, but they're going to Uber really, really early. They're going to take in the scout and the demo. Ether getting shut down so early though. Huey getting down as well. Reverto a failed push straight away.
That looked like a misread. The sort of push they did there was one that you would do if you had an Uber advantage, or I think they thought that Evil Moon didn't have it. That's why they sacrificed or threw their demo man in there like that so courageously. And what has stemmed from this bad push is nearly a wipe. Ethog the only one to remain alive there, and a little bit of pride before a fall there, I guess. Reverto thought they were going to snatch that one, but now they get body slammed down here on Metalworks. It's still 2-1 in their favour, but this could be a heartbreak around as TLR slowly but surely push forward with a heavy weapons guide. The scouts are going to get aggressive, not even bothering the cat middle. Straight in there to pick up Ethog and Huey, and with no demo man up and no forward spawn for Huey, they could push fairly promptly into CP2 if they choose to do so. But we've seen these teams like to play very slowly, like they're all covered in treacle and syrup and maybe a bit of peanut butter. I'd say that'd be fairly viscous as well. Hard to move in. What do you think? Any other sticky condiments that would be tough to maneuver through?
Sorry, I saw Huey at land and just imagining him covered in peanut butter is just occupying everything. God. Sorry, we're casting TF2. Yes, sorry. Private images. Anyway, so of course, Calho staying on that heavy though. I mean, he did go down, but he's decided to stay on it, so that's of course slowing the game down even more. And they're able to sit on this point with the Uber disadvantage, and they're building pretty quick, so it shouldn't really make a difference. As Reverto is sitting pretty passively, they're back on their second, you know, and TLR were expecting a push because they were back on sort of their choke, and now they're going to move up with this heavy into the flank area, and maybe see if they can get maybe a free frag, the scout and that soldier, maybe caught out underneath, but no, they're not actually going to do anything. A lot of spam coming down onto that lower area. Both teams try to get in. They're going to be in alley, but of course that's such an easily spammable area. Calho can really easily get caught out here. He's dropping down, trying to get healed, but not going to happen.
This is an interesting use of the heavy, because what he's effectively doing here is denying the bomb. Reverto could easily send in a soldier here to try and force out the Uber. Normally, that's something you can do against a team who is pushing alley and then back off and use your own Uber to defend. But the heavy is really denying that. And the deer goes in though, very optimistic there, tries to get power. He is forced down onto the ground to pick up that lunchbox med pack, and TLR are one down. And Reverto are playing it pretty smart here. They're not just totally rushing into this heavy weapons guy. They're going to walk forward and try and gain territory just through spam and a little bit of teamwork. Actually, no, they're not even going to do that. They're just going to sit back. Rising is holding forward here. He is the player most likely to get picked. He's not even buffed at the minute. And he has shown himself, if TLR wanted to switch it up, they could move into the valley and try and get him, but he's going to walk back now, and it looks like TLR are just going to sit in that lobby, in that atrium. Alio's peeking forward here. He's poke as heavy and try and bait something out, or at least scout out the enemy there, but really both teams just have it to feel each other out, look for that opening, and then probably make a ill-conceived push and fail horribly.
Of course, as a heavy, he's got that full 450 HP. He can take a lot of damage from Rising, actually dropping down to 1 HP and just managing to escape plan. To plan his escape. Yeah, they're just sat. They're both teams waiting for a frag, but both teams too scared to actually try for that frag on the flank.
What I don't like about TLR's position right here is they have 5 players in the lobby. Obviously, they're just buffing everybody. If Huey actually looked and saw that, I would be calling immediately to Uber in there, force the multi on 5 players. But he hasn't now. TLR have set themselves up for a nice little push here.
Sky high.
Gets out on Bally. That was miraculous. Miraculous. Oh, and they beat out Ethog. He feels he has to chase down that Demo Man frag. Unable to get it though. Good protection there on Heist. He just about flew out of there, man. He got extradited by the embassy. I am the Premiership ambassador. I flew Heist out of that point, but oh, Evilman's gonna go down there. But mainly the heavy weapons guy and soldiers, sorry, scouts bust through from that bridge area and pick up 3 frags on the point. That was bizarre.
That heavy doing a lot of work just as a tank and just taunting the enemy to attack him, and while his teammates clean up around him. And he took a lot of damage and he stayed alive, and everyone just seemed to be focusing him in the choke area, and he didn't actually go down. Of course, it's going to be TLR attacking this second point, so you know, another stalematey round, much like the first round of Badlands. But you know, Evilmoon's done the manly thing. He's manned up and he's taken that crits. It's going to be a crits heavy with the lasers coming out. If he can actually keep up with Calho, who's actually overextended alone into the enemy flank, and it's going to go down. And Bar's got that Uber now, and he's going to be able to retake the second point and maybe push in, because of course they've got crits. They can't defend as easily against an Uber.
Do they know?
No.
Oh, Heist picks up Hui with the sticky trap there. You think Devilmen would know. They'd have a little sense for where there might be a sticky trap, but no. Hui dies, and it's going to be crits popped off here. Ice finds 2, or gets a GF18, sorry. Then the counter Uber comes in momentarily from Bar, but they haven't managed to get any frags. It's been a ninja vanish right there from TLR. Ice has laid down a breadcrumb trail of critical stickies leading to him, but nobody takes the bait. Nobody's going to follow him, and it turns into a little bit of a stalemate yet again. But they're going to go in dry. Heist launches himself skyward, lands a few stickies onto Bar, and we'll get that frag. Now rolls in the fat man of Calio, and he's going to just keep his medic alive. The most important thing right now is that they use that medic advantage and just play off the heels here, play around Evilmoon, and allow Reverto to throw themselves at this spinning up minigun of Calio. Oh, Heist. The deer went down a little bit earlier. Now it's looking tough here. Rake trying to protect his medic from the floor whilst Kyler for Fun moves on to the point, and Reverto will realise that the timer has ticked down on their window of opportunity to push in there and go for that medic. They're going to go back. They're going to chill, and they're going to try and hold last.
Yeah, boy, all of them were dropping low, and it's impossible to push into a heavy when he's got a medic with him, especially when you're low. So, although something happening on last. No. Just the scouts getting aggressive on that sort of that right hand side. In fact, there's going to be a soldier jumping in here. It's going to be Nadir. He's trying to get onto Evilmoon, and he does take him. No, Bar, sorry, he does take him down, but Evilmoon going down as well. Everyone just dying on this point. It's going to be a scout of Rake trying to fight Huey, I think, but you know, he gets shut down by Starkey. And Stark defending point on his own. Hiss with 56 HP. Can he come in? No, he's backing away. He's running scared. It was 2-on-1. He could have taken that. They were both lit.
Like, it's interesting they chose the crits from that position, just between the middle door and the sort of right door on the defender's perspective, because it's like the only area you can't really protect yourself when you push. Like, you don't have vision of what's coming from above. Like, if you push from the left or the right, you've got this like tiny door with a low ceiling. You can't get bombed there. If you push from middle, you can get bombed, and that's what happened. Reverto just came in and smashed that crits like it was nothing. Now they've managed to hold on with a big disadvantage, and they've turned it into an even fight. But it's going to be a dry push here from TLR as they send in Heist. The bombing Heist gets just tracked through the air by Ethog as TLR players flood onto the point. They're trying to strong arm it, just force that cap, but it's not going to happen, and Calio will be able to escape with Evilman. He's not able to build Uber too fast, but it doesn't matter. Evilman's already got it, so has Bar. They should push here and do their best to force out this heavy. Calio gets Ubered onto Starkey. Was right behind him, he didn't realise, but his medic Evilman did pop, and now 2 soldiers are walking forward trying to do as much damage as they can. A fully buffed heavy is being chased out on the flank, but it's just taking the eyes away. It's Kyler for Fun, and Heist just bust through that door, pick up 3 frags onto Reverto, and I think Reverto were just in too deep there, man. Looks like the last resort are going to get another round, and the board have called it, so it's not going to happen.
It's going to go huge. Is this going to be an Ethog heavy? No, he goes down. Evilmoon running towards that point, trying to get onto it, but no, he backs up. In fact, there it is. There's the scout. Rake going to be capping that point. That's going to take us to 2-2 with 3 minutes and 38 seconds left. This is going to be probably our last round unless it's a really, really quick roll. But the way the two teams have been playing so far, I don't think it's going to be a really, really quick roll. I think it's going to be a little bit more stalemated with one team finally pushing in at like 30 seconds left. Let's see who it's going to be as we take it to our 5th middle. Admirable, take it away.
I would have hoped to see Bar switching up the crits Craig there, since they are a map down, but he's chosen to go normal minigun Both teams confident, and Huey rolling out from his left, putting a lot of spam on, but is too far away from that door to save himself from the deer. Can't land the magic pipe, and the TLR Roamer gets an important frag onto the Demo Man. Reverto are still very much committed to this middle. They're not looking for their way out yet, and they're going to be punished hard as TLR come in with the man advantage and the Demo Man advantage and clean up everybody but Bar, but it looks like he will get chased down for sure. A couple of scatter shots between the shoulder blades is enough to send him to the spawn queue, kind of for fun. He's going to laugh that one off. Picked up at least 2 frags there onto middle. Now goes back to cap CP4 with his scout buddy Rick. Going to get ×4 in that, and it'll just be a great situation for TLR here, man. They can park the bus if they so choose, run down the clock a little bit. They know they've got like 40 seconds until Bar's Uber comes up. They can run that down, then push on the advantage, and they won't really have a chance of you know, failing or being pushed back.
I think they should go for the 3rd round, you know. In fact, yeah, they are. They're going to send that scout and that soldier, and that's Callow and Kyler for fun, trying to get in on that left side, trying to find the frags. They're not actually finding them and being completely denied by the Pyro, who's actually going to flank round, try and take down Calhoun. TLR losing 4 players. Sorry. Kyler for fun's going to go down as well, and Evil Moon running away. He's on full health, but no Uber, so that funny needle gun is not going to make him go any faster. But Reverto happy to just cap that 2nd point.
Probably should have taken a little bit of time with that. Maybe rushed into that one. They hadn't, like, nobody had looked ahead for TLR. Nobody had scouted out to see what Reverto's defense actually was. They just sort of went blindly into that. Pyro did a great job of slowing down those 2 scouts, surprisingly. And like you say, everybody from Reverto avoided the damage, came in for the cleanup. Now it's Reverto's chance to get a map here. They're trying to push back into middle. The Uber comes in, and the Hui gets flashed just in time as his medic Bar runs furiously across the point to save him. There's a soldier bomb and a back cap on. It's ×4. Maybe this is the master plan of TLR all along, as both scouts there managed to get it, and there's only 1 player on last. Hui's trying to jump back to help Starkey here. He's on the window. He's putting decent rockets here onto Kyler, but gets denied from the point. Oh, and Kyler and Rick just clutch it there. Sensational playbook action there from the last resort. Whipping that one. A Heist must have made the call, or maybe the scouts did it on their own initiative. No doubt Rick will message me later to tell him it was all his idea.
But yeah, this is 33 seconds left. This is going to be, what, a 3-2 and a 4-3 to TLR on both maps over Badlands and Metalworks. So that's going to be a victory for them. Not their first though, is it? I mean, they beat the Frenchies over 2 games, over 2 maps, didn't they? Or was that a draw?
Oh, they certainly did beat the Frenchies. It was 2 maps. They picked up Metalworks 4-3 and Process 5-2. And we're sort of in dead time here. It looks like a little bit of a pause, so I'm assuming the server just got shut down there. It's only 5 seconds left. We'll let them away with that. They tried to wait at 90, but they only waited at 85. It's cool. It's cool. I think we can call time on this one. It's going to be a 3-2 victory to TLR, as you said. Hopefully we're going to have logs from Calio soon. Who would you like to see in the interview, though?
Or Mumble.
Who would you like to interview? Who would the Twitch chat like to interview? Who do you want to hear?
I don't know. Anyone for me. I'm happy to interview anyone. Iridescent Fuzz asked for Huge He.
Yeah.
Huge He.
He's probably here already.
There. Probably is, yeah.
Oh, he only runs into the channel whenever he's actually won the game. Sorry. Sore loser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll invite him in. You talk about the logs, buddy.
Okay, well, of course, looking at that first log, which is going to be Badlands, I was right. Huey did actually put out more damage, although he didn't get as much frags as Hiss. Top fragging on 30, only followed by GF18 on 20. So, of course, Hiss doing a lot of work for his team, as you said he would, but he wasn't top damaging. Evil Moon dropped 2 on that on Badlands, and he dropped 1 on Metalworks. Oh yeah, of course it was. We just watched it. Oh, going completely mad. But of course, that's not helping his team, but they still managed to win even without it. In fact, on Badlands, Evil Moon died 4 times, 2 of which were drops. So 50% of his deaths were drops, but with only 4 deaths. That's insane.
Yeah, that is quite impressive. Ducky, let's just go to a little bit of a quick intermission here once we sort out these interviews. Having trouble trying to relay this information. Play me some music, man. God damn it.